You think you know your house. Every creak, every hallway shadow, every sound of a pipe shifting at night. But sometimes the scariest thing isn't what lives outside your walls. It's the moment you realize your child might be seeing something you can't, and when that truth knocks, literally on your bathroom door, you'll never see your life the same again. The morning had started like any other in our sleepy little neighborhood in Oregon. I was brushing my teeth, steam from the shower still misting the mirror, humming absently as it toweled off. It was spring break, so the house was unusually quiet for a Wednesday. My 13-year-old son, Dylan, was home from school, which usually meant loud video games and snack wrappers on every surface. But that morning, he hadn't said a word since breakfast. Not even a groggy good morning. I leaned over the sink, spitting toothpaste when I heard it. A soft knock. Mom. Dylan's voice was low, uncertain. He didn't usually knock. He just barged in like most teenage boys would. Yeah, honey, I called, assuming he needed something minor. I'll be out in a sec. But he didn't walk away. Instead, he said, "Can I talk to you?" It's kind of weird. That stopped me cold. Dylan wasn't the vague type. He was blunt, dramatic when something was bothering him, but weird. That was new. I grabbed my robe, opened the door just a crack, and saw him standing there, pale, fidgeting. His brown eyes wouldn't meet mine. "Are you okay?" I asked, stepping out fully. He hesitated, then looked up. "Do you believe people can change overnight?" "What do you mean?" "I don't know. I had a dream, but it wasn't just a dream. When I woke up, everything felt different. I felt different." I led him to the couch, my heart racing in a way I couldn't explain. Maybe it was the mother's instinct. Or maybe I already knew something had shifted. "Start from the beginning," I said softly. He took a deep breath. "Last night, I couldn't sleep. I went outside just to the backyard. I sat under the big tree, the one you planted with Dad. I touched the bark, closed my eyes, and I swear, Mom, I didn't fall asleep. I was awake, but then, I could hear voices. I froze. Not see them, just hear them," he continued. "One of them sounded like Dad." My heart clenched. My late husband, Mark, passed away 6 years ago. Dylan was only 7 when it happened. He barely talked about his father. "Anymore?" "What did he say?" I asked, barely breathing. "He told me to be strong. He said you needed me now more than ever. That he couldn't help you anymore, but I could." I sat in stunned silence, tears already threatening to spill. My rational brain whispered, it was a dream, but something deeper told me not to dismiss it. "Are you sure you weren't dreaming?" I asked, knowing the answer already. "I know what I felt," Dylan whispered. "And since then, I feel the front T like I can sense things. When someone's lying, when something bad is about to happen, it plays my hand on ice cold. That's a lot for anyone to carry." "There's more," he said, voice lower now. "I think something's wrong with our house." I felt a chill slide across my skin. "Wrong? How?" He looked down the hallway. "There's something in the walls." That night, after Dylan went to bed, I stayed in the kitchen sipping tea, listening to the house. Every gust of wind outside made me jump. I'd never been one to believe in ghosts or signs or spirits, but when your child looks at you like that, with fear and wonder and certainty, you start to wonder if maybe you've been wrong. The next morning, I asked him to take a walk with me. He agreed. No questions. We went to the park where Mark used to take us. As we walked, Dylan opened up even more. He told me he'd been having visions of people he didn't recognize, but felt like he should. He described events before they happened. Even said we'd see a man holding a blue balloon by the bench. I rolled my eyes until we did. A man standing near the pond holding a bright blue balloon. Alone, my legs almost gave out. When we got home, Dylan froze in the living room, his eyes locked on the wall near the fireplace. "There," he said. "It's behind that." "What is?" He turned to me slowly. "The thing that's been watching." Later that evening, I called Lisa, my best friend since college. She wasn't religious, but she believed in energy vibes. She came over with her sage and crystals, half smiling like she didn't believe any of this, but that changed the second she stepped into the living room. Her expression hardened. "There's something thick here," she said. "Like grief that's never moved on." Dylan stood near the fireplace, arms folded. "I told you." Lisa began waving. "This age," murmuring quietly. As the smoke swirled, Dylan pointed up just above the mantel. "There's something behind that panel." I climbed up, pried the panel loose. Inside was a small box, dusty, wrapped in a faded blue handkerchief. Inside the box were letters, photographs, and things I'd never seen. Letters from Mark to his father, and one addressed to me. My hands trembled as I opened it. Asterisk, if you're reading this, something's brought you here. I need you to know I love you. I'm proud of Dylan. I know you'll take care of him. One day, he'll take care of you, too. There are things I never told you. Dreams I had. Dylan might have inherited them. Don't be afraid. Just listen. Asterisk. My chest felt like it might break. I pressed the letter to my heart. Dylan sat beside me, silent, present, strong. Just like his father said he would be. Everything changed after that. I started noticing things. Dylan's mood tracking mine before I said a word. How he would stop mid-sentence and stare like someone had whispered in his ear. I wasn't afraid anymore. It felt like Mark had never really left, like a piece of him lived on, not just in memory, but in spirit. Sometimes at night, I'd pass Dylan's room and hear him talking softly. I'd pause, hand on theater knob, but I never went in. Just remembering, he'd say, the next morning, "It's been 6 months now, and I still think about that knock on the bathroom door." How ordinary the day began, how extraordinary it became. Was it a coincidence, imagination, or something far deeper? I don't know. But when Dylan walks out to the backyard at night and places his hand on Thetri's bark, I don't interrupt. I just watch from the window, waiting, wondering. And every time I hear a knock, even just a gentle tap, I pause because I know now it could be